Hi, I'm Sarah Conaway. Nice to meet you. I have one daughter. She is 6, almost 7. Even though behind the scenes I was on blood thinners, I had autoimmune problems, I did take care of myself. So I exercised often, I ate super healthy. So everything I was in control of, I took advantage of. It was just, I am a lupus warrior and I have a clotting disorder called catastrophic antiphospholipid antibody syndrome that also almost took my life. Since then, I have been very devoted to my faith. I've done more volunteering and I care for people deeply on a level that I wouldn't allow myself to before. My daughter, who is then 3, almost 4, had been up crying for like 6 hours of an earache.
And my ear was hurting really bad because I had an ear infection. And then my mom was checking me in at the hospital.
I decided about 3 a.m. to take her to the emergency room at Children's Hospital. I sit down and I start to fill out the admissions paperwork and I completely lose feeling on the right side of my body. I'm dizzy, I'm confused. I felt like I was in another world, like watching this, not experiencing it. So they take me next door to Methodist Hospital, and it's really not until noon the next day that they confirm, in fact, I have had a stroke because the initial MRI and CT scans did not show it. 3 days later, I am starting to get worse instead of better, and my mom's the one that noticed and urged them to do more testing. They realized, in fact, I'd had a second stroke, which was hemorrhagic, so I had bleeding in my brain because I was on blood thinners at the time. So they had to make the snap decision to counteract my blood thinners. So they gave me the Kcentra, stopped the bleeding in my brain, but for 2 full weeks, I was not allowed to go back on blood thinners.
When she had her stroke, when she had both of her strokes, I was really scared. If I wasn't with my mom, then I don't know what would have happened, but I don't think it would be good.
Thankfully, I made it through that 2 weeks, got back on the blood thinners, and then went through several weeks of rehabilitation. Had to learn basic activities of daily living that we all take for granted. I really couldn't get out anything I was trying to say. I was like trapped inside my head. It was so frustrating. And I would just start stuttering instead of the actual word coming out.
A long time ago, she kept dropping things, and now she doesn't drop things that much. I think her right side has gotten better. Her writing's getting better too.
My family was super supportive, and all I wanted to do was get back to them and be able to be a mom again. There is no typical stroke survivor. I've had to learn how to fall in love with myself all over again. I knew that I could recreate myself, and all I did was focus on the things that I could still do instead of the things that I couldn't. I love the new Sarah.